your forward strong, or you wait a while and then they get absorbed into your forward strong to make your forward strong even stronger. And if you fast fall it, you can get the dash up tilt to combo. For ICEY, what's up, gamers? As you can see her on the screen, she's finally here. Flashparty's new crossover hero, ICEY, just released. I want to say Wednesday on the 27th. Yeah, because today's the 28th, which is a very big day for me. But today's the 28th. So yeah, she just released yesterday. This isn't going to be too... I'm not going to go too in-depth about ICEY, considering the fact that she literally just like released a day ago. So I'm pretty sure along the way there's going to be some things that are found out, and if there are some things that are found out, I'll most likely do an update guide for the more that I play her. This is just a guide to like demonstrate her moves and kind of show some of the things that I found out while playing her. So let me just kind of hop right into it. I really wanted to do this one because a lot of people say when they watched the video they were not sure what she was doing. A lot of people didn't understand fair 1, 2, and 3 or near 1, 2, and 3 and things like that. So this gotta just kind of break it down and explain it for you. So let's start with ICEY's grounded moves. So ICEY's grounded moves are actually really, really good. They're really long, have a lot of range, cover a lot of her body, hit really hard, just very, very good neutral tool, so she doesn't always have to be aerial. She can also be grounded and approach with up tilt and down tilt. So let's just hop right into it. So ICEY's ground attack is a 4-hit jab. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Does 15%, has pretty good knockback. Nothing too crazy, just kind of like a get off me kind of tool. You don't have to go all the way through with the jab. You can kind of do like 1, 2, and then just kind of like 1, 2, or 3, and stop. Would not recommend doing those because this is not safe, so your opponent can punish you for not finishing it. So recommend if you hit it to just go ahead and go through and finish with the jab. That'll basically do it for her jab, just a 1, 2, 3 hit. She actually has a sticker that lets her combo off this jab. So if you ever do get that sticker, using jab and knowing when to use jab would be very good, because as you see, jab has some very, very good range. As you can, wait, let me get a little bit closer, a little bit closer. As you can see right there, jab has some pretty good range on it. And one thing to note, when ICEY's on the ground and she dashes into a normal, you see how she slides? ICEY, I said nicey. ICEY does that on default. So you'll see this with a lot of her grounded moves like jab, up tilt, kind of like that, down tilt. You see how she like kind of slides? So like, it's kind of like a good micro spacing thing. This is just something to know whenever you're using her grounded moves. You have to take into the account of this slide that may come out when you dash and do a move. Just so, just to kind of have it in the back of your head whenever you're trying to approach from the ground. So that'll do it for her jab. Let's go into her grounded down attack. So ICEY's grounded down attack, or her down tilt, is a swipe downwards. It's fairly fast, has very, very good range. This is actually safe on shield. It has to be punished. If you do it up close, it's not safe on shield. But spaced, it is safe on shield, and your opponent has to parry it in order to punish it. So in a lot of situations, you could dash forward, down tilt, and if they block, you could just dash away and up tilt, or you could dash forward, down tilt, and if they block, you could jump and like kind of mix up your recovery from there. Or you could just kind of like get super aggressive and down tilt, and if they block, dash into them and up tilt. Just kind of like some things you can do, because down tilt has a lot of range, hits really, really far. As you can see, it kind of like covers the ledge. It also hits fairly low. I don't think it hits low enough to hit Sophia from up specialing. But certain characters, when they up special, you can basically like down tilt them right when they're about to grab the ledge to like knock them back off the ledge and stop them from grabbing the ledge. So that's also very good. You can just kind of stand at the edge and like time down tilt. I figured Sophia is like up special would like be too low for me to hit. But certain characters like Macalon, Chili, Alice, like characters whose like hurt boxes kind of come above the ledge before they grab it, you can stand at the edge and just kind of like down tilt them to see if you'll hit them, because the angle that down tilt knocks is really, really crazy. As you can see, like it's a very low angle. And from like roll distance at higher percentages, you could down tilt and run off and chase with forward air. And if your opponent is holding in after you hit him with down tilt, you could probably get like a forward air mix up. Like I said, like it's not something you would do at higher percentages. It would be like at lower mid percentages. And just like the angle from down tilt is just very, very good to like catch opponents off guard if they're not ready for it. Just kind of like down to them off, run off and forward. I did not run off and forward air, but kind of like down to them off stage, run off and forward air, things like that, down to them off stage, and then cover jump because they either have to like fall low or they have to jump. So very, very good for ICEY to have. Like I say, it has a lot of range and it's safe on shield, and at mid percentages on the stage, it sets up for tech situations. So you can do things like this. If your opponent doesn't tech, you can get over close enough to like get a jab lock. You might have to wave dash, so you might have like down tilt and get close enough, kind of like that, to like get the jab lock. Very good for her to have. Once again, set up for tech situations. You can read rolls, like you can read rolls in or read rolls out with like dash attack, and read rolls in with like forward strong. Just a very good tilt for her to have, like all together. So that'll cover down tilt. Let's go into up tilt. So up tilt is really, really good. It's kind of like the equivalent to like Sophia and Yuri's up tilt, because Yuri's up tilt is really good. Sophia's up tilt is really good. Her up tilt is very, very good. As you see, she like covers her body in a circle. So it has a frontward hitbox and it has a backwards hitbox, as you can see. So it hits frontwards and backwards. This move does combo. You can kind of hit people with like up tilt into neutral air, or you can hit them with, let's see, up tilt into forward air. You can hit them with up tilt into up air at mid percentages. At higher percentages, it stops comboing and just kind of like knocks really, really high, which is okay because her up air actually does kill, as you can see right there. So your opponent like being above you isn't too big of a problem, but at lower percentages, you'll definitely be looking for this up tilt. You can get this up tilt by just kind of like dashing up on opponents and going for up tilt, or you can do things like kind of fast fall nair. Oops, sorry. Fast fall, oh gosh, nair. Of course, Sophia will be on the ledge. But you could do things like fast fall nair into up tilt, kind of like that. Or you could do things like fast fall nair into dash up tilt, kind of like that. Just basically things like that. Up tilt's very good, covers a lot of range. Like I said, at lower percentages, it sets up for combos and like juggle situations. And at higher percentages, it just puts the opponent above you, because ICEY's fast enough on the ground. As you can see, like her initial dash is really fast, and her dash speed is also really fast, to like kind of like up to the opponents and just kind of like follow their aerial drift and catch that punish or punish them when they're landing. So that'll do it for up tilt. And also remember, when she does these grounded moves, she slides, as you can see. So you kind of like having a sliding up tilt. It's very, very good. This move isn't safe on shield, so you don't want to like spam this on your opponent's shield. You kind of just want to dash, and if they shield, dash away and probably like dash back and down tilt and things like that. But that'll do it for up tilt. So let's go into ICEY's dash attack. ICEY's dash attack knocks upward. A strong sword swipe does 14, as you can see. Doesn't have a sweet spot or a sour spot. All the way through, it does 14. It hits really hard. As you can see, just a solid 14%. It launches upwards, as you can see from the launch angle. Thing about this move is at higher percentages, this move will kill. So like at higher percentages, you can get kills with dash attack. I want to say at like around 130, maybe 140. At 118, you can see like Sophia almost fly up. So maybe 133, I want to say. Yeah, at 130, you can get kills with like dash attack. Very, very good for her to have. Very good burst range option, as you can see. Just kind of covers a lot of ground. You don't have to hit like with the immediate slash. You can just kind of hit with the tipper part of it, as you can see right there. It isn't safe on shield, so it's not something you want to throw out a lot, but your opponent has to be ready to block this. But if they are ready to block it, you can get punished by basically just throwing this out. So let's go into ICEY's forward strong. ICEY's forward strong is a sword swipe. That's really just about it. This forward strong has some really good range, as you can see right there. It also hits really hard. one of the forward strongs I do use a lot. Like, it kind of hits like from dash back distance. As you can see, you can kind of like dash back and like still hit the forward strong. So kind of like that right there. That's kind of like max distance. And like I said, that's dash distance. So you can literally just like dash back and throw out the forward strong. Very good to like cover the ledge get up option. As you can see right there, the range is really, really crazy. Another thing about this forward strong is ICEY has a passive to where her specials cause these squares to appear on the field. These squares can be charged into her forward strong and increase the properties of her forward strong. So, with each square increases the range of her forward strong. So as you can see, the forward strong is a lot longer. And at 6 squares, her forward strong becomes a projectile that flies forward. Very, very good for her to have. These squares stay on the screen for a really, really long time. So you can kind of like fight. They stay there for a very long time. They don't go away until you use your forward strong, or you wait a while and then they get absorbed into your forward strong to make your forward strong even stronger. Another thing to note is with the orbs out, her forward strong actually comes out faster. So you could do things kind of like near 1 into forward strong, kind of like that. Because with the orbs out, she absorbs them and her forward strong becomes like a little bit faster. So just kind of like it becomes a better whiff punish move. A lot safer. So you can just kind of like dash back and then like forward strong. Very, very good. I think that'll just about do it for forward strong. Like I say, the best part about it is the fact you could dash up on opponents and then dash back and forward strong, kind of like that. Like I say, the move hits really hard. The move does kill. Really, really crazy range to like punish get up options, because like from the range you can hit down tilt. You can also hit forward strong. So you can kind of run up on opponents, check them with down tilt, and throw out a forward strong if they don't move. Because like I say, down tilt reaches really far. And at the edge of down tilt, forward strong also reaches that. So just very, very good. Like I said, her normals have some really, really good range. So that was dash attack, up tilt, jab, down tilt, and forward strong. So that'll do it for all of her grounded moves. Let's go into her specials. Now, ICEY specials are pretty unique. Let me get rid of the super. There we go. So ICEY specials are pretty unique. They're unique, but also very straightforward. A lot of them have a lot of startup, but they're really cool to look at, and that's what really matters. So let's just kind of hop right into it. Her neutral special, ICEY charges up and lunges forward. As you can see right there, fully charged, she'll dash like that to cover more ground, or you could just tap it. As you can see right there. And either way, she'll get like a little lunge, but the longer you hold it, the longer that lunge will be, and the longer the neutral be, not the longer, but the more damage the neutral be will also do. Very, very good. This move also does a lot of pushback on shield. So like if your opponent is like blocking and you hit them with the tip of this move to like catch them, it'll like push their shield back. Also very good to use on ledge. As you can see, it has a lot of range on it. So if your opponent's like sitting in shield, you can do things like run up, down tilt, dash back, and neutral special, because it covers a lot of range. It's just very, very good how much range it covers. And remember, you can always hold it to charge it up to do even more damage. Very, very good for her to have. Very good to throw out for like a shield check, just to like keep your opponent on their toes. Because like I say, when it hits, it knocks your opponent back very far. Very good for her to have. So let's go into her down special. So ICEY's down special is 3 swings. So 1, 2, 3. ICEY will do these 3 swings, and you can turn these 3 swings around while using it. So you can start forward and go backwards, or you can start forward, up, turn way too slow, start forward, and then go back that way. You can turn it around at any moment, so you can go like 1, okay, 1, kind of like that. So basically, like, you can just kind of like follow your opponents with it. 1, 2, and then the last hit is basically like a grounded earthquake that knocks up. One good thing about this, he did not want to do that. One good thing about this move is that you can use it off ledge, as you can see right there. And it kind of like gives her like another way to get back to the stage to mix up her recovery. Very, very good for her to have. She has a lot of ways to mix up her recovery, from using neutral special off stage to like get a lunge forward, to using down special off stage to get closer, and to also using side special off stage to get back to the ledge. She has a lot of ways to mix up her recovery, so her recovery is not horrible. It's actually really, really good. But that'll do it for down special. Like I say, 3 hits. The first 2 hits combo. The second hit knocks downwards at like a crazy angle. So like if you hit somebody on the edge, as you can see, like it has like a really crazy angle. And this angle knocks opponents into the ground for the spike, so you can hit the 3rd hit. One thing to note, that second hit can be teched. So if you hit your opponent with it and they tech on the stage, they can tech and roll out of the way of the 3rd hit, so you won't necessarily get the 3rd hit. I was gonna say another thing about this move is that it also kills. One thing, all of ICEY specials do kill, so that's one very good thing. But like I say, kind of 3 hits, knocks upwards. You can't really combo after it, and like if you hit somebody with on the edge of the stage, the angle it knocks is really, really crazy. So that'll do it for down special. Let's go into side special. So ICEY side special is the pinwheel. Absolutely love this move in its properties. So let's just kind of hop into it. She takes some time to charge, and she spins at her opponents and basically hits them with the pinwheel. If you hit with the front part and land on the ground, she will do like kind of like a shockwave that will knock opponents. But if you go off the stage with it, she'll just fall and she won't have any knockback on it. The one thing about this move is that you can hit opponents with it off stage, kind of like that, to edge guard them, and ICEY can still make it back. Very good for her to do. You could jump, do it off stage, jump, do it again to come back, things like that, because like I say, you can use this move to mix up your recovery along like kind of side B, down B, and then up special, because ICEY's recovery, like I said, is really, really good, being able to mix in like these moves right here along with her up special to like be able to come back to the ledge. She's a very hard character to like edge guard, unless you have like a character that has like an easy edge guarding move to where they don't have to guess, they can kind of like stand at the ledge. So that'll do it for side special. Like I say, pinwheel, and also like I said before, each of her specials summons these squares. So pinwheel summons the squares, and also down special, as you can see, summons the squares, and all of those squares charge up her forward strong. So let's go into her up special. ICEY's up special is a double dash. It's very reminiscent to Pikachu's recovery and Smash Brothers. The only difference is Pikachu has to go up first, but ICEY, I believe she can go down first. Yeah, ICEY can go down first. I actually believe Pikachu can start going down first too. I don't know. I've never really played Pikachu. I've never been a Pikachu main. But ICEY can go in any direction she wants, starting out this up special. As you can see, like it doesn't matter. She can go up, 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 down, corner to corner. She can go, let me see. You can't go into the ground while you're on the ground. Down, down, kind of like that. She can go left, right, like kind of basically like do mix-ups kind of like that. Very, very good. It's a very good up special. And like I said, all of her special moves do kill. So up special actually does kill at like higher percentages, which makes like at higher percentages, which makes your opponents have to worry about edge guarding you, because the second dash has a hitbox. So if you notice, the first dash doesn't have a hitbox. You don't get a hitbox until you hit with the second dash. And the second dash, like I said, it does kill. And just like all of her other specials, it summons the squares. So you can basically like charge up your forward strong. Very, very good. Like I say, you can do this, go back and forth, kind of like that. So like if you're kind of like fishing for a kill and your opponent's at like higher percentages, you can just kind of like dash through them like that. But you have to watch out because this does have some pretty long in lag, as you can see. It doesn't matter which angle you land, whether you go straight down, whether you land a little bit above the ledge. It does have some really, really, I won't say super long in lag, but it has some very, very like crazy in lag. And like as you see, you can even run up on opponents and go up and straight down to hit your opponents. Very, very good for ICEY to have. So I think that'll do it for all of her specials. We talked about up special, we talked about down special, neutral special, and side special. So let's go into ICEY's aerials. So ICEY's aerials, just like her grounded moves, are really, really good. Her aerials are absolutely amazing. I think probably her worst aerial is like down air, and down air is not that bad also. So let's just kind of like hop into it. So ICEY's neutral air is a sword swing forward. It's very forward. The hitbox on it is very generous. As you can see, it lingers. You can fall with it. You can also has a back hitbox, so you can fall backwards on opponents, and the hitbox will always knock opponents forward. So if you fall on them backwards, you'll see how Sophia gets knocked forward, and if you fall on her forward, you see how she gets knocked more forward, like basically in front of ICEY. It will always knock forward, and the thing about this is, I did not want to do that. The thing about this neutral air is, it's 3 hits. So in a video you heard me say like neutral air 1, 2, 3. That's because you have to mash the A button 3 times to get this neutral air. As you can see right there. At any point you can stop. So you could do kind of like 1 into up air, or you could do things like 1, 2 into up air, kind of like that. You could do things like 1, 2 into double jump down air, and like jumping out of these sequence hits of neutral air. These combos aren't true, but if your opponent doesn't have a jump and doesn't have an aerial fast enough to like contest your aerials while you're in the sky, you can get really, really tricky. Another thing is neutral air also bounces on shield. So if you see your opponent waiting under you for a parry, you don't have to fast fall it. You could just kind of like land and get the bounce and then get the follow-up after that. Or basically like punish them for like waiting on the parry of your move, because you can always just kind of like neutral air and fade back kind of like that. Or you can neutral air and fade into them and throw out an up air and do different things like that to mix up your landing on opponents that are waiting to like parry. Another thing is, in order to get this single hit, you have to fast fall the neutral air, as you see right there. Because if you don't fast fall it, you get the float, but if you fast fall it, you get the single hit. Another thing about this single hit is it has a lot of hit stun. So you can actually get a lot of things from that single hit neutral air. And one of the main things you'll get is up tilt, but you can get things like single hit neutral air into jab, or you can get things like single hit neutral air, I didn't dash, but single hit neutral air into up tilt. Thing about this is you have to dash, so you have to remember when you hit the neutral air to dash forward. And neutral air has some really, really good range. The hit stun on the first hit is like really crazy, so you don't have to be like super close on opponents. You can like hit them from like max distance and dash up on them and up tilt, which is very, very good for her to have. Like a move with, I'm not getting my dashes, a move with this much range, and you could just kind of like do things like that to like combo and basically like poke with the move like this. Very, very good, because you can see like the distance on it is pretty crazy. I want to say from like back here, yeah, like the distance on neutral air is really, 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 really good. And the fact that you can like do it and fast fall and get confirms from it just makes it even better, because it gives you kind of like a safe ranged poke tool with a sword character. Like sword characters having good poke tools are already really good, so her being able to like neutral air, fast fall, and like get follow-ups from it is very, very good. Very, very good. And the fact that you can do it from max distance and you don't have to be like directly on your opponent, because you can dash into it. Because like I remember when I said when you dash it up tilt, ICEY slides. so you don't have to fully dash into it. You just kind of have to hit tip or neutral air and like dash him up tilt. So I definitely recommend working on that because at lower percentages, a lot of your damage can come from like neutral air 1 into dash up tilt, because neutral air 1, like I said, has a lot of range. Not the easiest thing to deal with because you can always mix up the recoveries. It just kind of like gives you like a very, very good mix-up aerial approaching option, because like I say, you can fast fall it or you can not fast fall it to get the bounce, and if you fast fall it, you can get the dash up tilt to combo. So very, very good. Like I say, neutral air 1 is the thing I think that like puts her over the, like makes her a lot better. She's already really good, but her having neutral air 1 is very, very crazy. So that'll do it for neutral air. Let's go into down air. So down air, ICEY down airs basically like dive straight down with a sword. And as you see, it kills. But ICEY dives straight down with her sword and she bounces off of opponents. As you can see right there. At mid percentages, you can combo with this. So you can do things like down air into forward air. You can do things like, I missed a down air. You can do things like down air into neutral air. You can also jump out of this after you hit, so you can do things like down air double jump into forward air, things like that in like mid percentages. But like once they're at higher percentages, you can see the knockback from down air is too high, because down air starts knocking really, really high, and at some point it will kill. As you can see right there, down air is just about it, straight down. She doesn't fall all the way down. Eventually she'll stop. So if you double jump and down air, you can up special to make it back, but if you just jump and down air, you die. As you can see right there, I don't think even if she jumps, she can make that back. Yeah, almost, but she can't. So yeah, if you down air like from the top of the screen, it will end eventually, and you can recover and make it back. So that'll do it for down air. Like I say, at mid percentages, it combos. Very, very good like mix-up tool. If you can weave it in, I've seen a lot of people do things kind of like 1-2 jump down air, to like kind of like that. I've seen people do those kind of like combos and things. So very, very good thing for ICEY to have. Like I say, down air is probably her worst aerial, simply because it brings her straight down and it doesn't bounce off shield. So if your opponent is shielding, you just kind of like fall straight down into their shield, and you know they can punish you from there. If it bounced off shields, that would be extremely crazy, and then down air probably wouldn't be her worst area, because you could just kind of like down air on people's shield kind of like for free, and then they have to guess the mix up after that. So let's go into her up air. ICEY's up air is a full body swing. As you can see, it's really hard to like get 2 of these out. You'd have to like double jump that way to get 2 of them out. So she's usually kind of like a 1 up air kind of person, unless you want to burn your double jump to get another up air, as you can see. And like I said, it's a full body hitbox. So yes, this hits extremely low up under her. Hits extremely low. Hits behind her also hits in front of her. It's a full body circle all the way around. As you can see, Sophia, where are you going? As you can see, behind her, and as you can see, in front of her. Does 8% all the way around. And like I said, thing about this up air is eventually it will start killing. I want to say like around 140, 150. You can land with it. It's not the best landing option because it does have some really good, some pretty long end lag, as you can see. This is me up airing and then trying to jump immediately. You can, at lower percentages, you can land and juggle with it. And at lower percentages, you can also like kind of, did not want forward throw. At lower percentages, you can do like neutral air into double jump up air, kind of like that, to keep juggling your opponent. And like I say, this up air eventually kills. So going for this up air, you lose nothing from it because ICEY falls pretty fast. So like doing things like neutral air, up tilt, into up air to like get juggle situations, your opponent has to like air dodge and get out the way, or like contest this really good up air. It's just a very, very good up air. So That'll do it for up air. Like I say, just kind of hits really, really hard all the way around her. Eventually, it'll start killing. So that's why it's not a bad thing whenever you hit an opponent with up to that higher percentages, because it puts them above you, so you can go for that double jump up air and hopefully get that kill. So we talked about up air. Let's go into forward air. So ICEY's forward air, as you heard in the video, is a 3-hit move. That's why you've heard me saying things like forward air 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So just like neutral air, you can fast fall and get forward air 1. Forward air 1 has some pretty good range. Not as much range as neutral air 1, but it does have some pretty good range. Sad thing is it doesn't give you the same implications as neutral air 1. So you can't fall forward air 1 and dash into a follow-up. You can't really do that because forward air 1 has some fairly long in lag. But one thing that you can do, because forward air 1 covers so much range, is that you can fast fall forward air 1 into jump forward air. So you can do things like forward air 1 into forward air, kind of like that. And that's really good for like kill confirms on the edge of the stage, because forward air has some really good range, as you can see right there. Forward air 1, see? Very, very good. Like I say, you can't really do forward air 1 and then like dash into it like you do neutral air, because forward air 1 has a little bit more ending lag, but you can do forward air 1 into rising forward air at like those mid percentages. Kind of like that. So very, very good. Like I say, kind of like neutral air, you can either fast fall and get forward air 1 like that, or you could not fast fall it and get the bounce, kind of like that. So once again, it's kind of like a mix-up like neutral air, because your opponents are never really sure what you're going to do. You can just kind of like jump at them and get the forward air 1, or you could jump at them and get the float and do the full combo, kind of like that. It has really, really far launch, like catching opponents off stage with like forward air will like probably like net you a kill at like mid percentages. The first swipe of forward air has some really, really long range, as you can see. A lot of situations you can just run off and like catch opponents kind of like that, and basically like get really early kills. So that'll do it for forward air. Let's talk about back air. Now, back air hits extremely hard, as you can see. Another thing about back air is it has a sweet spot and a sour spot. So this is the sweet spot, 14, and the sour spot. Oh man, this is going to be really, really hard to get, because the sweet spot is right there, and the sour spot does 9. So the way to get the sour spot for this is it doesn't matter how close you are or how far away you are. It matters what you're hitting on the startup of the swing, because the back air does linger, as you can see right there, but hitting with the startup of the swing is what gives you the sweet spot of this back air. Hits really hard, angles really, really low, and the thing about it is, even though it angles really low, it also hits really, really high. It's kind of like a big rectangle, even though it's like a sword slash. Back air is really, really crazy. Hits really hard. You could throw it and like kind of fade away, as you can see. Covers a lot. Basically like falling with back air like this kind of like covers like a neutral standing opponent, as you can see. So you don't even have to fast fall this back air. You just kind of like at the peak of your jump, throw it out and just fall forward. Makes it really hard to be punished, and hits extremely hard. That'll just about do it for back air. One of her main, a really good kill confirm for her is back throw into back air, as you can see right there. Very, very good. Back air just hits really hard, really safe on shield. It has a lot of landing lag, as you can see. I can't throw it out and immediately jump. So on misspaced on shield, this move can be punished. But if your opponent is blocking and you hit him with the tip of back air, and there it is, you can see like how low it hit. But you hit him with the tip of back air. If your opponent doesn't parry this back air, they can't punish it. So you always want to space with this back air. Always want to like throw it out and then like fade forward. and basically like kind of mix up your like fall timings, kind of like this. Like I said, hits really low, hits really hard. You can just kind of like fade with it because it does linger. And it doesn't matter how close you are for the sweet spot, as long as you hit them with the initial startup of back air, you'll get that 14% sweet spot. So that'll do it for all of her aerials. Such a cool character. That'll do it for all of her aerials. Let's go into her grab. So ICEY's grab really is crazy. So ICEY's forward throw, it's a stab with the sword, as you can see, 12%, knocks forward. And ICEY's back throw is a combo throw, as you can see right there. So yes, a sword character with a good forward throw and a combo throw. Well, ICEY's forward throw, let me build up Sophia's percentage. ICEY's forward throw is a reliable kill throw. At 80, you can see how far she flies. So I want to say like forward throw starts killing like medium weight opponents like around 120. That's kind of like 111. Let's see. Well, she didn't even make it back from 111. Like 120 on the edge. Yeah, it's a reliable kill throw. Very, very good. So the fact that she's a sword character with a forward killing throw is very, very good, because it means she doesn't have to have her back to the edge of the stage to get a kill with a throw. She can press the advantage and get a grab on the edge of the stage at like 120, which she does build damage extremely fast with her combos, and get a kill. But like I said, when I was talking about back air, another good kill confirmed for her is grab, back throw, back air. Once again, another good kill confirmed for her. So that means it doesn't matter whether her back is to the edge of the stage or your opponent's back is to the edge of the stage. At higher percentages, you have 2 kill options. And it also means at mid percentages, you don't have to press the advantage, because if your opponent makes a mistake and you grab them on the edge of the stage and get a back throw back air, you can get a kill really, really early. Now, the thing is you can DI. Your opponents can DI back throw back air. So it doesn't always hit. So if you think your opponent's going to DI back throw back air, you can also do back throw forward air. You have to get high enough and like hit the forward air at the right spot, but you can do back throw forward air. As you can see right there, it's just at those percentages you have to double jump. You have to input the double jump really, really fast. And basically, once you input that double jump, start doing forward air. So forward air will always work. Back air is kind of like a skill check to see if your opponent knows how to DI. And if you go for the back air and your opponent knows how to DI, then next time you go for the back air, just go for the back air, double jump, forward air, like that. So like I say, having a killing back throw and a killing forward throw is very, very good for a sword character like ICEY, who combos and does a lot of damage, to actually have. Very, very good. So let's talk about ICEY's combos. Like I said before, ICEY's combos are like pretty straightforward. At lower percentages, you want to hit up tilt, because you do things like up tilt into up tilt, or you could do things like grab, back throw into up tilt into up air, like at those mid percentages, up tilt into up air. You can even do up tilt into forward air. I didn't get my double jump. But you can do up tilt into forward air. You can do up tilt into neutral air mid percentages to like kind of keep those juggles going. ICEY hits really, really hard. So when your opponent is at kill percent, you can get those kills. So just kind of like remember, grab, back throw, up tilt, up air, or grab, back throw, up tilt, neutral air, into jump, up air. Things like that. Grab, back throw into forward air. Grab, back throw into back air. You can do things like up tilt into double jump, up air to like kind of keep the pressure on. And you can also do things kind of like to get those up tilts at lower percentages. Fast fall neutral air 1 into up tilt. Basically kind of like that. Those will basically like be your basic combos for ICEY. A lot of her other moves aren't really combo moves. They're kind of like neutral moves. So those lower percentage combos will be mainly coming from up tilt in her grab and just kind of like landing that neutral air 1. Kind of like that. Just very, very good. Like I say, she's a very fun character. Landing neutral air 1 into neutral air. I didn't get my neutral air. Into like a jump up air or like a rising forward air. It's just very, very good for her to have because like I said, she has a killing forward throw and a killing back throw. Forward throw sends at such a horrible angle. It sets up for like really, really good edge guards. And that'll basically do it for her combo game. Like I said, you can also land on opponents with up air. Like I said, it isn't the safest, but you are able to do it. You can get edge guards with side special, kind of like that, on opponents that can't make it back. And always remember, you can space out forward strong if you need to get those cheeky kills or really good whiff punishes. So that'll do it for her combo. Her neutral game is fairly simple. You want to dash back and forth, basically like go for the neutral air 1 because the range on neutral air 1 is pretty safe. You want to mix up your aerials, get those combos, those juggles, basically be a big bully with the range that you have. Make people shield, and when they shield, go for those grabs, as you can see right there. Basically build up that percentage. And once they're at basically like kill percent, go for things like back throw, back air, and if they're DIing back throw, just go for back throw forward air. That'll basically be your neutral when you play ICEY. Nothing too crazy or nothing too wild. That's one of the things I do like about her, is she's fairly simple. Not too crazy, not too wild. Kind of like a fairly simple, kind of like basic character. Basically, take advantage of your opponent, jump around them. Whiff punish, she's a very, very good whiff punish character because her sword normals are so good. And like I say, remember, nair 1 into up tilt to like kind of start combos, or like nair 1 into grab, back throw into up tilt, into up air, kind of like that. Like just very, very good juggle situations. You can do neutral air into up air, or you can even do like neutral air into like forward air. Very, very good. Just remember, your thing with ICEY is building up that percentage. And basically when you build up that percentage, getting a kill with back air, building them up to higher percentages to get like an edge guard or a kill with forward throw. And basically taking advantage of your opponent. Basically beat ICEY and get those quick kills. So, oh, almost forgot, before we leave, ICEY is an all-arounder. So that means once as you can see, ICEY has a special bar next to her picture. When that bar is filled, she gets a special move. As you can see right there. This special move is really, really crazy. I'm still not too sure myself on how to control it. I'm still learning how to use it. But building this special move is actually fairly easy. And the reason why is because one of her main combo moves, as I've been saying, is up tilt. And you only have to hit 2 up tilts to fully charge up tilt. And one of the moves you'll be using a lot, which is forward air, charges up the meter also. The hardest one to get is the downward one. But like I said before, down tilt is safe on shield. So when you're trying to get it, you can like fish for down tilts. Or you can get a down special to like build that meter. And once it's built, you basically get your super. And her super is basically like a multitude of hits. The consecutive hits knock your opponent upwards if you're hitting with the center of the hits. As you can see, it knocks your opponents upwards. The thing about it is these hits have a lot of launch. So at higher percentages, you'll just kind of like knock your opponents out of it. So one thing I've learned about ICEY's like special move is you really want to use it on like lower to like mid percentage opponents. So basically kind of like this. That way all the hits hit and knock them upwards, but don't knock them up too far. Very, very good. Like that. Another thing is you control ICEY while she's in this special. So you can control her and move her forward. Or you can control her and move her upwards. You can even control her and move her downwards. And like basically like cover a lot of the ledge. Very, very good. Even if your opponent's like off stage, you can like do this off stage and basically like cover all of this and basically kind of like put your opponent in a checkmate situation. One of the ways I've been using it, like I say, is like at those lower percentages. I basically just kind of like use it on my opponents at those lower percentages. So basically, as you can see, it's very, very fickle. It's a very, very fickle special. See, sometimes you'll get all the hits. Sometimes you won't get all the hits. The thing about it is it does a lot of damage. It does a lot. 94 damage from like the special. So even if you do the special and all the hits do not hit, you're basically good to basically like kill your opponent with a stray hit or a stray move. Just very, very good altogether. And if you do kill your opponent, it's so hard to use. But if you do manage to hit all the hits and you kill your opponent, that's very, very good. And like I say, you can move this and basically like try and follow your opponent with the X. The hardest part about it is the fact that ICEY isn't on the screen, so you don't know where she's at. You just kind of like have to follow your opponent. So that'll do it for ICEY. In her super, her aerials, and her specials, hopefully this guide kind of gives you like a little bit more understanding of her. Kind of basically like break down like a lot of her moves so you can kind of understand, like, so whenever people are saying like in Discord or in videos are saying like fair 1, 2, and 3 or nair 1, 2, and 3, you'll basically like know what they are. So hopefully this helps, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.